Hi everyone, my dad loves collecting coins and I actually picked up the hobby from him and I've been collecting coins for a number of years now and I've discovered a really fascinating world. What I really like about collecting coins or numismatics is the stories behind these coins and the reasons why the design is in the way they are. And that is what I would like to share a bit with you today. So in this video, I would like to showcase one of my favorite coins, which is the South African Union quarter penny, or the Urki as it's affectionately known. This loosely translates to small ear. Now this is the 1942 quarter penny, the reverse of the coin that you see here. So we've got the date at the top and the denomination at the bottom, and the design features two sparrows that's perched on an acacia branch that's in bloom. So you'll see these yellow blossoms at the bottom. That's not berries. In fact, it's the yellow blossoms of the acacia tree. But why do we have two sparrows? Now the two sparrows refers to a Bible verse, specifically Matthew 10:29, that reads that are not two sparrows sold for a penny, yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And that makes South Africa, I think, unique, that it's the only country that depicts a Bible verse as a design motif for the actual coin. Now where did this come from? Now, during the Anglo Boer War of 1899 to 1902, women and children were rounded up and they were sent to concentration camps. And one of these camps were in Butuli, and it was notorious for being perhaps one of the worst ones. So during that time, they've used this verse as a way to strengthen themselves and to get through that time. And after the war, when the first coins were minted in 1923, Mrs. Murray actually requested that they put this design on the coin. And this actual concept of the two sparrows on the coin actually graced South African coins from 1923 all the way up till 2002, when it was from the 1 cent at the time, and that was discontinued. Let me quickly show you some of those designs. Here's the design on the 1961 half cent. You'll see it's pretty much the same design as on the quarter penny. So after that, it was placed on the half cent. So this is the 1973 half cent. Here's the obverse of the coin. And then later it was on the 1 cent coin. The design of the 1 cent and the half cent that I've just shown are similar, but it's still the same sparrows that's perched in an acacia tree. Now there are there's basically three varieties, main varieties of the Farthing. This is the 1923 Farthing, so this is the first one that's been minted. The obverse design on these coins shows King George V. And as you can see, the level of detail on this small coin is actually quite remarkable. And for its time, it was, I think it was a really well-made coin. This specific coin is an MS66 brown. I'll get back to the brown just now. From 1937 until 1952, King George VI was on the obverse of the coin. The reverse is still exactly the same. It's still the same two sparrows, just the obverse that's changed. Then in 1953, Queen Elizabeth II was placed on the coin. Now, as you can see, the quality of the design is actually quite poor if you compare this, for example, to the King George V coins, and that's because of the dies. So the dies were actually quite weak, and this was corrected for the British variety or the version of this coin, but the South African coin, I mean, that correction was never made. So even though this specific 1960 coin is mint state, it almost doesn't look like that, and that's because of the dies. Another rather interesting factoid about the Farthing is that coins prior to 1943 was issued in a black finish, as you see over here. And the reason for that is that there were still gold coins that were being circulated during the time. And the coins, the Farthings were issued in black so that they could be easier distinguished from the gold coins. And then from 1943 onwards, that was no longer needed, and the coins were left in its natural tone, as you can see over here. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. The coins themselves, though, they vary from 1.37 millimeters to 1.43 millimeters in thickness, with a smooth edge, as you can see over there. The weight is 2.8 grams, with a diameter for each coin of 20.2 millimeters. So fairly small coin. But given the fact that it's just a quarter penny, that does make sense. This is the last Farthing that I'd like to showcase. This is a mint state 1941 quarter penny. It's a very, very nice, well preserved coin in a very good condition. King George VI, as you see. This one was specifically graded as mint MS65 brown. Now the coins, the Farthings themselves, are graded either brown, red brown, or red. So you'll find that most coins prior to 1943, the vast majority is graded brown, even though they are black. If you do find a red variety during that time, they are incredibly rare, and if they haven't been artificially cleaned, then of course they are quite valuable, in fact. Anyway, that's it for me. That's it about the Farthing. Hopefully I can make a future video about some of the other coins. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep well, and that's it from me.